Hello everybody, so here we have a life jacket, all in its packaging, looks new, never used, great. Any owner might pass this to any boat seller might pass this to a new boat buyer or any boat owner and say, look, you've got this, it's in the package, never been used. And in fact, that's what lots of boat owners do, which is not great because this means that this has never been out of the packaging, which means that over the years in a damp locker or a wet locker somewhere, this may have been full of moisture, which then means that this has been covered in moisture for all of those years while it's not being used. And in fact, this one doesn't look too bad, but we quite often find that they're covered in mildew, they may not work, and in fact they are half rotted away. So keep your life jackets in a cupboard, somewhere nice and dry, on a hanger where air can circulate around them, and make sure you take them or get them warm sometimes just to make sure they're nice and dry and not festering away. So I would assess that this has never been out the package, which arguably some people would say is a good thing, like getting a new jumper out the package, except that this has been in this damp environment, so we want to make sure it's out, as I previously explained. So let's have a little look. So if we open it up, you can see we've got a little bit of a manufacturer's guide there, great, but there's no date on it, etc. So I don't know how old this life jacket is, probably in the region of 20 years I would imagine, but looking actually not too bad considering it's been stuck in a locker. But let's get it out and see what we think. But before I do look, you can see we've got webbing here to inspect, etc. But there is no crotch strap. Now a crotch strap would be fitted and come from the webbing through your crotch up to here somewhere. That would stop the life jacket riding over your head should you be in the water and the life jacket is inflated. So always have a crotch strap fitted to your life jacket. They can be bought just for a few pounds as an added extra. So we've got the stole here, which looks nice and clean, not too bad at all. Bit of evidence of mildew starting to form just here, but generally not too bad. We have a whistle which should sound no problem at all for attracting attention. We've got a grab handle here, and we've got the inflation assembly here. So this is a manual only life jacket. Now when you're donning a life jacket, no matter where it's from, who's given it to you, always make sure you understand whether it's manual or automatic, so that if you fall in the water you know whether to inflate it or whether it's going to do it itself, or in fact if it doesn't operate itself, if there's a manual operating toggle, which there always should be. So what I would do is I'll inflate this life jacket and let you see what happens, and then we'll talk about the outcome, whatever that may be. So we pull the jerk to inflate tally here. In fact, I'll turn it around so you can see it a little bit better. And in fact, nothing has happened here at all. I can't even get it to do what it should do. And if I just have a little feel, I can feel actually that the bottle here is really loose. So what happens is, as life jackets are in cupboards or lockers around the boat, over the years as they're getting kicked around, gear thrown on them, the boat's moving over time, vibration, all that kind of stuff, these bottles can come undone. So all we need to do is make sure that they are done up tightly over a period. Check them regularly. And I'm just going to put this back in to the non-operator position and do the bottle up. So that was the trying to inflate the bottle with the bottle undone. So as you can see, it did not work. So if I just tighten it up there now, and we'll see what happens when I re-operate it. So there you go. So as you can see, now the bottle's been tightened up, the operating needle pokes out into the bottle far enough to allow the gas in the bottle to get into the bladder. So that's good. Always make sure your bottles are done up tight enough. If in doubt, give me a shout. Now as you can see, it's inflated nice and tight, so we've got lots of gas in there. It's great. Venting off a little bit somewhere, but that's okay for now as long as it stops, and I think it has. And as you can see, that should look after somebody, but not as well as a current standard life jacket, but at least it inflates now, and as opposed to previously not inflating. So not much more I can say about that. Now people will try and sell life jackets. People find them on boats, people find them in marina bins. So if an unscrupulous person finds a deflated life jacket in the marina bin, and I'll just deflate this manually, please don't do it the way I'm doing it. So I'll just put a little hole into the stole, into the bladder. So people may find a flat life jacket like this, and they may think, actually, do you know what, I could make a few quid out of this. So I'm just going to roll it all up and make it look like new again, and sell it to some unsuspecting boat buyer or marine person. So you may be buying a life jacket that has been operated, so there's no gas left in the bottle. You may find that you're buying a life jacket that's got a hole in it, like this, which I've just put in it to deflate it. And if you come to use a life jacket, then it wouldn't work. So always buy your life jackets from a chandler or somewhere trustworthy and reliable. Make sure they're up to the current CE standard, or if you have bought life jackets, make sure you check them over properly to make sure they are up to scratch and will work, or bring them to an RNLI life jacket clinic where we can check those for you, or give me a shout at Boatshed Yacht Brokers or Boatcare Sussex and I can come along to your Sussex boat and check for you, no problem at all. And the way to check if it has been used before, if we just take the bottle off, I'll just, it's a bit cold because it's just deflated, it's just operated, so wow, it's freezing. And we can see that in the bottom of this bottle, you should be able to see a nice little hole there. In fact, you can see some residual gas coming out there. That's just the scrag ends of the gas. That little hole means that the life jacket has been operated and will not work again through this, because all the gas has disappeared from the bottle into the life jacket and then through the hole that I initiated. So to stop an unscrupulous somebody trying to make a few quid by finding a life jacket in a bin or in the bottom of a boat and trying to sell it on or pass it off as a usable life jacket, the responsible thing to do is a bit of a Blue Peter job here, is to just make sure this life jacket cannot be passed off as a life jacket again. Make sure that it's destroyed and nobody can ever think about using this as a life jacket. So if I just keep going down here, etc, etc, it'll be a bit harder to cut through the straps, but I think you'll agree that this now doesn't look anything like a life jacket and cannot be sold on to anybody, no matter how unused to life jackets they are. So thanks for watching, hope you learned a thing or two there, and give us a shout if you want your life jacket checked.